What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of WB Content. I'm your host, Destiny Velasquez, and let's talk about tonight, Monday Night Raw, the start of John Cena's Farewell Tour tournament. We have main event Jey Uso versus The Miz, and then Shinsuke Nakamura versus the banger after banger, Sheamus. Also tonight, with the title on the line, the Women's World Heavyweight Champion, La Primera Stephanie Vaquer will face Judgment Day's Raquel Rodriguez. And what is John Cena gonna say? His last time in Boston, his hometown, with his final dates coming to an end soon to December 13th, what will he say in Boston for his farewell tour to begin for the tournament? I must say, Monday Night Raw, I know it's going to be a crazy, crazy night. We got the Kabuki Warriors going against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the women's tag team titles. After what happened last week with Asuka and Kyrie Zane sneaking in, missing Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair after getting their butts whooped by Last Legend and Nia Jax on SmackDown. Oh, that match is gonna be something. But I don't know if Bayley still wants to forgive the Boogie Wars after what happened. I think about 2 weeks ago. So who knows? That match could end in a DQ. Or, of course, we could have the retaining tag team champions of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Or we will get new tag team champions of the Kabuki Warriors themselves. Now, the farewell tournament for John Cena's last match. Of course, Jey Uso versus The Miz, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sheamus. I don't know. Those four guys, man, they are something. Those, like, their in-ring performances, their promos, what they give to the people. I mean, it's just impeccable. And with those four guys, I feel like they will put on the show. Although I don't know. I mean, for me, between Sheamus and Shinsuke, I don't know who I want to win. I mean, I love Sheamus. He's cool. He's awesome. Every time he comes out, banger after banger. And then after that, like after he's done with beating up the guy, they go out together and get a pint of beer. I mean, that's like that's true. Like that's true love right there. Like that's true friendship, brotherly love right there. Shinsuke, he's crazy awesome, with his moves and the hair and the crazy moves that he does off the ropes. I mean, basically those two guys, they will put on a freaking brawl in that ring. I know that for sure. But main event Jey Uso and The Miz. Now, we haven't seen them fight in a very, very, very long time. Think about it. The last time they fought was I think tag team a few years ago, back when Jay and Jimmy were the Usos and The Miz had his own tag team partner. I kind of forgot whose tag team partner was at the time, but they were like butting heads in tag team form. As a singles guy, I don't know how they're gonna act in the ring together. I mean, it's been a while since they've been in the ring together fighting wise. So who knows what's going to happen in that ring. Plus, for me, I kind of want The Miz to win because him and John Cena have a history together. Both went to WrestleMania. The Miz beat the John Cena at WrestleMania in the main event. They've had a bunch of matches back and forth. They went to WrestleMania again. Only was a mixture tag team match with John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and his wife. I mean, those two have a history, and I feel like for me, the last opponent, it could be The Miz, and for him to retire John Cena, that would be like the craziest thing ever. Because not only he beat the guy in the main event of WrestleMania, but he's gonna retire the same guy he beat at WrestleMania. I mean, that's literally a story to tell for the ages to come. But we still have a long way to go. Along with that, we got Damian Priest and Rusev. We got LA Knight versus a mystery competitor. Now, the mystery competitor, I have no idea. Like John Cena said, he could face anybody from NXT, Raw, or SmackDown, or of course faces that who are no longer with the company or who has never been with the WWE. So it basically could be an outsider, it could be a legend, basically anybody. But I don't know. So far, my guesses are Chris Jericho, Edge, maybe Rey Mysterio, because they had a bit of a rivalry back in the day, or maybe Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens has been out of the ring for a while due to his neck injury. So for all we know, he could be 100% better, but he's waiting to come back to the farewell tour to take down John Cena. Basically, again, it could be anybody to face LA Knight, but we will find out this Friday night on SmackDown. Now, La Primera versus Raquel Rodriguez. Oh my god, those two girls. I've seen these girls fight. I've seen what they can do in the ring and outside the ring. Those girls are going again. They're gonna put on a freaking brawl in that ring. But for Raquel, I don't know. Her size matched with her ring moves and everything, and her signature move, the Tejano bomb. She could literally rip Stephanie Vaquer into shreds in that ring. But of course, with Raquel having Roxanne by her side, who better yet to have Stephanie by her side than the legend herself, the WWE Hall of Famer, Nikki Bella. Now, Nikki Bella she's been off the ropes for a while. She's a little bit rusty, and of course, she lost twice against the Judgment Day girls. Again, pinned twice by Roxanne Perez herself, the Prodigy. Now, backstage in their backstage segment last week, she was a little bit hesitant what was going on. She apologized to Stephanie for what happened. She didn't mean to lose twice. She didn't mean to lose with her tag team partner as the world heavyweight champion. So she was feeling a little bit down on herself, but Stephanie, she picked herself, she helped her pick herself back up, and now Nikki Bella, she's gonna fight harder than I know, and she will take down the Judgment Day. Oh, and when that does happen, Liv's gonna come back soon. Oh, that's gonna be another, I want like another Divas reunion match. Now, I've told you before, I want a Divas reunion match with, AJ Lee and Nikki Bella, or maybe a triple threat match between AJ Lee, Nikki Bella, and Natalia, or maybe when Naomi comes back, it could be like a fatal four way. Like, for all we know, I just want to have a Total Divas reunion. I mean, think about it. The girls, Naomi, Nikki Bella, Paige, AJ Lee, those girls paved the way for the future of women's wrestling. And think about it. Without them, we wouldn't have Rhea Ripley. We wouldn't have Asuka. We wouldn't have the Kabuki Warriors. We wouldn't have the La Primera Stephanie Vaquer. We wouldn't have a women's crown jewel champion. Those girls paved the way, and now for them coming back and taking over the business again like they never left, I think that is incredible. Now, I did get an update, or let's say a rumor being spread around that AJ Lee is going to make a return around November 17th for the Women's War Games. Now, I don't know how it's going to work teaming up wise with, of course, Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella, of course, Rhea Ripley. Of course, she's gonna join. Of course, she's gonna join the women's war games because of Io Sky and everything. Of course, she's injured, but she will make a return very soon. And what better way to return than for war games? Like how last year when Liv and Raquel injured Rhea Ripley outside the parking lot NXT, and this was during Halloween. And when she came back for War Games, and she headbutted the crap out of Liv Morgan with a mask. It could to me it couldn't get any better than I would expect it. But if she makes a return like that, oh, that's going to be a great return to make for Survivor Series. Speaking of Survivor Series, we've been seeing, clues and hints with the Vision, Logan Paul, whatever, Jey Uso, CM Punk, Jimmy Uso, and all for them for the men's war games, AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, of course, for the women's war games. But what about the independent ones, like tag team, singles matches, of course, the tournament for John Cena's farewell tour? For me, I just want Dominic to have a match. Either Dominic or Rey, or bury a Dominic versus Rey Mysterio. That would be a perfect match. And like, what better way to have a match on a PLE than in your hometown? Better yet, in your hometown where your favorite baseball team plays. I mean, that would be like if they hosted the Royal Rumble at Wrigley Field and CM Punk main evented the Royal Rumble. Like that, in my opinion, that would sell tickets and that would make gold right there. Because CM Punk is born and raised a Chicago kind of guy. He's a diehard Cubs fan. You see him wear the jerseys. You see him hang out with the Cubs. Hello, he threw the first pitch at a Cubs game. Like, what better way to have a WWE PLE than to host it where the Cubs play? And CM Punk, Chi-Town dude himself, he would host it or he would main event it. Either way, he's gonna be there for Chicago and for the Cubs. Just like with Dominic and Ray. Those guys are diehard San Diego Padres fans. Heck, Dominic, he threw the first pitch at a Padres game, and he got an authentic Padres jersey from one of the baseball players back from like the 90s or something. What better way for Dominic or Ray, or of course Dominic versus Ray, to have a match at Survivor Series in their hometown of where their favorite baseball team plays. To me, that would sell tickets and it would be just perfect. Especially for luchador fans and AAA fans, they will go crazy over that. A father versus son match, better yet, a father versus son match versus a hair versus mask match. A hair versus mask match between Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, that would be the coolest thing we ever saw. I mean, to me, it's kind of like a sentimental moment because of how Rey Mysterio started from the bottom and he went all the way to the top in the next few years and he traveled everywhere. I mean, he traveled to Mexico, he went to he went to ECW and then WCW and then he went to WWE and he traveled all around the world from WWE. He went to Japan, he went back to Mexico again. He got to wrestle with his son. He main evented WrestleMania by winning the WWE championship. Like, he's done it all. And now that his son's doing it, like, a hair versus mask match is a perfect sentimental moment for a father and son. Like, if Dom wins, Ray gives him his mask, which means he passes the torch for the future luchadors of wrestling. Of course, if Ray wins, Dom has to cut his hair, but I wouldn't mind if Dom cut his hair. I mean, look, I used to like the mullet, whatever, 90s vintage Eddie Guerrero, the mullet, the mustache, the cars, the clothes, the girls. Yeah, basically, yeah, he was vintage 90s Eddie Guerrero. But now I feel like he should cut the hair a little bit, maybe like a little trim, maybe maybe cut a little bit shorter, like kind of like his hairstyle like he had back in the early 2020s, when it was COVID era and he was just starting on the business. I kind of like short hair Dominic Mysterio. He looks pretty cute. So if they happen to do that and either Dominic wins, Ray gives him the mask, or if Rey Mysterio wins, Dom has to cut his hair. Either way, I'd be happy with that match. But that should happen either at Survivor Series or better yet, a match at WrestleMania. Now that would sell tickets and that would make money like that. Hmm. It's crazy. Earlier, I was talking to my friend Eduardo, and we were talking about wrestlers, our favorite wrestlers, favorite matches, the crazy clips we saw on YouTube back in high school, where I showed him funny clips of Eddie Guerrero and China in the '90s, and whenever I was feeling down or sad or, I was missing my dad and all, he would show me a funny video of when Dominic got arrested on Christmas and Rhea got mad. And then Dom said, "My mom hit mommy." That line right there was literally a classic. Like, that line was classic. And now it got me thinking, like, a lot of things have happened the past few years of wrestling. I mean, we went from, the 80s superheroes like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, the 90s era, of course, was the Attitude Era, the 2000s, Ruthless Aggression, John Cena was the biggest name in WWE history. And now we get to 2025, and he's retiring. Like, I know I sound like a broken record when I say this, but John Cena, he's been in this company for I don't know how many years. I mean, he's put his body on the line. He went through so many crazy matches with Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, CM Punk. He fought with the Shield more than once. He fought with Roman Reigns more than once. He was in tag teams with people. He tag team with the Dudley Boys at some point. He made the United States Championship so relevant in the WWE when he fought Rusev. I don't know how many times. He won the champion. He won the WWE Championship more times than I can count. He beat Ric Flair's record. He came back to the Royal Rumble after a knee injury, won the Royal Rumble, and then main event to WrestleMania. And now it's farewell tour, and we only got like a few dates left of him. After that, after Boston, he goes on to Madison Square Garden in New York, and then Survivor Series. And after Survivor Series, we go to the Saturday main event, and then that's it. Like, it's done. To me, it's a bittersweet moment for me because back then I was a huge John Cena fan. I had the shirt, I had the bands, the hat, "You Can't See Me." And then I rewatched wrestling again. And at the time I did that, he's going to retire. When I heard the announcement at Money in the Bank, my heart broke. It like fell into pieces in the pit of my stomach. I'm like, why? Why are you doing this? I just became a fan again, and you're gonna retire as soon as I'm a fan again? That's not fair. But in the end, I knew, he's getting old. He's been making a lot of movies. He's been gone from the company for a while, making movies, cameos, talk shows, and stuff. And it's his last time. And when his last time comes on December 13th, it's gonna be a bittersweet moment for me. And I already told my mother and my friend and my sister I will definitely cry. Just like all the other diehard wrestling fans and John Cena fans out there. I know when his last match comes, we're all gonna be sad. But to me, it's gonna be like I'm gonna cry sad tears, but then cry happy tears because it's like a big thank you. Like he's giving us a great send off, and we we are thanking him for all the great memories he gave to us, like all the WrestleMania matches, Royal Rumbles, all the tag teams, the singles matches. You know, main eventing with the Miz, him winning the WWE Championship and making it into a spinner, like that was incredible. All the T-shirts he gave to us, Make a Wish foundations he gave to the kids, um, going into WrestleMania and having his entrance with kids. I mean, that was just incredible. So yeah, the farewell tournament is going to be something. It's going to be one to remember, and his last match will definitely will be a one to remember. And honestly, I cannot wait. And I'm excited for tonight because it's going to be a crazy, crazy night. And then Friday, it's going to be even crazier with the farewell tour. Plus, speaking of SmackDown, actually, let's talk about Drew McIntyre and claymoring the ref and blaming him for what happened at Saturday main event. And not only he ruins the match between Aleister Black and Cody Rhodes, but then Aleister Black and Drew McIntyre team up to take down Cody Rhodes. Damian Priest comes out. He stops Aleister Black from attacking Cody Rhodes. And then after that, the whole brawl is still happening in the ring between Cody and Drew McIntyre. And then Nick Aldis suspends him. Like, I'm sorry. Not only he didn't show up for work, not only he's blaming everybody, but he Claymore kicks the ref. He makes the match a no contest rule. It's a DQ situation, and you're going to suspend him. Fire him! Like what? Like what am I missing here, people? This man has been blaming everybody for the past year now? 2 years now? I mean, he's been blaming CM Punk for what happened to his career. He's been blaming Damian Priest for his career. He's been blaming the Bloodline for his career. Now he's blaming the ref for what happened at Saturday Main Event and Cody for what happened. Bro, you pushed Cody into pushing the ref. You took the belt. You are the one that planted the belt in the ring. What do you think? Cody Rhodes was not gonna use the belt in his favor? Of course he was, because he's that sneaky. You're not sneaky. You've never been sneaky, and look what happened. You try to be sneaky, you get caught. You don't be sneaky. You play a good guy. You still win a championship. You blame everybody for your mistakes, and yet you think that throwing a temper tantrum, going on Twitter, blaming everybody for your mistakes is going to help you be a champion? It won't. I tried so hard to like you. Look, but yeah, I tried to like you at Survivor Series when you teamed up with the Judgment Day to take down Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton. At that time, I tried to like you, but then you made it so much harder than it was. WrestleMania, I was happy. I was happy you beat Seth Rollins and you became a champion. But then you gloated in front of CM Punk. And what happened there? You gloated too much. CM Punk fired back. And Drew McIntyre, oh no. Damian Priest cashes in on you and he wins the championship at WrestleMania. Look, man, you either gotta change your attitude or don't be in the business at all. Because you keep blaming everybody, you bitch about everything that happens in this company. Again, you want to be a fighting champion? Prove it. Don't go crying behind your screen and then prove me wrong next time you become a champion. Until then, you are still the whiny tantrum little baby that I saw a year ago after CM Punk ruined your 5 minute title reign and you lost against Damian Priest at WrestleMania. And that's all I gotta say about that. Oh, and Jade Cargill, I could care less. I don't think I should waste my time talking about her because, I mean, what's there to say about her? She's big, she's tough, she's strong. But is she a worthy champion? I'm gonna let you think about that. Is she a worthy champion for the company? I'll let you think about that in the later weeks to come for Survivor Series, and then we get to Royal Rumble. Now that's gonna be crazy. Well, that's all I have for today, guys. Be sure to watch Monday Night Raw for John Cena's last appearance in Boston. It's going to be a crazy night. Hope everyone has a blessed day, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon.